Most clothing brands never make it. They work themselves into the ground. They launch new products every quarter. They shoot content for everything. They run ads to everything. And every single month, they look at their Shopify dashboard and wonder why the number just won't move. So this was Coco Pina. They were at $3,000 a month just 1 year ago, doing everything right on paper, going nowhere. And there was one specific fear that almost stopped them from ever making the move that changed everything. I'll tell you what that fear was, because I guarantee you have it too. Until they made one decision. They stopped selling everything and went all in on one dress. One product, one audience, one focus. Less than 12 months later, $80,000 a month. But the best part, their better margins, faster shipping, and the best problem a clothing brand can have, they sold out. Today I'm going to show you the exact method they used. It's called the 6x1 method. And if you've got a clothing brand that's stuck, this video is going to change how you think about business, how you think about your business. Now here's what we're covering today. Why going narrow actually makes you more money, not less. And the 6x1 method broken down so you can apply it this week. How to find your winning product right now inside of your own data. And that one fear I mentioned, the thing that almost stopped Coco Pina, and why you need to hear it. Real quickly, I want to say a quick hey, howdy, and hello. My name is Aaron. I'm one of the co-founders here at Brandyn, and for the last 10 plus years, my business partner Christian and I have done one thing: help clothing brands grow online. All we do is work with clothing brands and nobody else. In the last 12 months, we've worked with over 300 of them, brands doing $5,000 all the way to 7+ figures per month. And in those 10 years of doing this one thing, the brands that break through all make the same move eventually. The brands that stay stuck are all making the same mistake. And this video is about both. Now, real quick, if this kind of content helps you, hit that subscribe button. We drop new videos for you every single week, specifically for clothing brand founders. Now, here's the mistake I see over and over from clothing brands that are stuck. They think that more products means more chances to win, bigger market. A new hoodie, a new tee, a new hat, a new dress, a new drop every 6 weeks. Heck, we got a couple of brands that were doing like, we've got to do a drop every single week. Or the boutiques, they find themselves into this world of, I got to have new arrivals every week, every month, every day. And they're shooting content for all of it, running ads to all of it, splitting their budget across all of it, tying cash up in inventory for all of it. And every single month they're doing okay. Not great, not terrible. Some of you guys maybe do terrible, but hopefully it's not, just okay. Now this tickles the brain. Now this is something to ponder here, right? Because more products should mean more chances to win. That's the lie. More products means more confusion, means more confusion for your customers. So it means more diluted ad spend. It means inventory risk where you buy too much of too many things, more content shoots. It means burning cash that you do not have yet. You're spending on the future. You're not building a brand, you're running on that hamster wheel. And here's the part that stings. The answer is probably already sitting in your Shopify dashboard right now. One product is already outperforming everything else. One product is already getting more clicks, more add to cart, repeat buyers. But instead of going all in on that winner, most founders just keep adding more stuff. And if that's you right now, this video is exactly for you. So let me tell you a little bit about this brand. When they came to us, they were doing less than $3,000 a month, but they were doing $3,000 a month at this time period that I'm gonna talk through, right? So they had multiple product lines, they had amazing product shoots. The founders are fantastic people, and this is no knock on the business owners at all. I'm sharing this because this is a great success story, but the business owners are amazing people. They're great at photography, they're great at so many areas of the business. They were doing so many good content shoots. They were running ads, they were busy, they were traveling, but more importantly, they were exhausted and they were stuck. How can this good of a product with this good of photography and content, like how can this brand stall? So we sat down and looked at the data together, and right there, plain as day, we were literally one dress away, right? One dress was already winning. More clicks, more save, more organic tags, more repeat buyers coming back for that one product specifically. Heck, it was sold out. And so we just figured, okay, it's sold out, so just move on. Everything else was just noise. This dress was that signal. And we said, all right, let's go all in on that dress, okay? I don't want to oversimplify this. I'll give a little bit more context, but go all in on the dress. But more importantly, it was like, stop splitting budget, stop splitting the content, and stop splitting your energy. Put everything behind one thing that's already working. And here's where it gets real. You've got to remember that the fear I mentioned at the very start, that thing that almost stopped them, the reaction was this: it seems too simple. And we honestly, like, that's one of the biggest things we hear, and I hope to work with you, but that's one of the biggest things we hear is like, what you're telling me seems too simple, right? And it's kind of like, you know, if you play basketball or if you play any type of sport, it's like, if you dribble more every single day, you're going to become a better dribbler. If you kick the soccer ball around more and play against people competitively and get better there, like, and do that every single day, you're going to get better. So like, yes, sometimes the answer is the little thing. Sometimes it is that it's too simple, right? But most entrepreneurs ignore it. They've thought about it more than once, and you probably have thought about it too. It's like, but they were scared, right? They thought they were going to pigeonhole themselves, leave money on the table. Everybody's so interested in making sure they pick up the coins on the table that they forget there's this huge stack of cash right over here. They thought they were going to narrow themselves into a corner. And that fear, I want you to feel that, because it is exactly what is probably stopping you right now too. It took them almost a full year to finally commit. That's the biggest thing here, right? A year of knowing the answers right here in front of them. And most brands don't have a year to figure it out, right? But a year of not acting on it. And when they finally did, that dress sold like crazy. Better margins because they were buying deeper on one SKU. They have faster shipping because the operation got simple. Like, coming and shipping this product overseas was better because the manufacturer's like, sweet, you're buying more. And then the best problem you can have in the business, they sold out. Now, I say the best, it's also like, okay, we got to reorder here, but like, it's an $80,000 month. It was all a dream. Okay, so the 6x1 method. Okay, so this lasts 30 days, and then like, this is June 2025. You can see here, $2,000. All right, so the 6x1 method. So what is the 6x1 method exactly? It's 6 ones, and that's it. One audience, one message, one offer, one product, one traffic source, 1 year. Sustained, focused, committed. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aaron, this can't be it. That's way too simple. And that's exactly what Coco Pina said. That's exactly what the brands that I speak to say. And truthfully, even after I show people numbers, like, you know, so many people who are doing like, you know, $500,000, $600,000 a month, or even people going from 0 to 50 or 100, they say the same thing. That's exactly what Coco Pina said, which is exactly why it took them a year to do it. Let me break each one down so that you can see what this actually looks like in practice. So the one audience, you already know who buys from you. If you've made any sales at all, you have the data. Who's buying? What are they buying? Why are they coming back? I was talking to a brand last Friday, and they're like, oh, I only serve like, I don't know, it was like people who do bar or like Pilates or something like that, and they're like, oh no, I only serve these people, or estheticians. And it's like, well, no, that's who you've went out after previously, but you have so little sales and data that you can't actually prove that to be the case. So who is your audience? Which is why we go through this struggling avatar. What's the problem that your brand solves? Then you have your unique solution. So problem, your solution to the marketplace, your actual product. Then your future pays hero. So what does life look like afterwards? When you can paint that picture, because clothing is all about aspirational identity, okay? But Coco Pina already had this. We gave them this information. They filled this out. They knew it, right? They knew their customer, right? A very specific woman with a very specific aesthetic. They didn't need a bigger audience. They needed to stop trying to serve every audience, okay? So it's one audience, one product. So this is the one most brands get wrong. You don't need 20 products. You need one product your customer already loves or solves a problem. Now, this was interesting kind of epiphany for me, because like in my head, I think about this a completely different way than maybe you are thinking about it, which is that like so many people are like, oh, I should buy product before I know who my audience is. But actually, if you know who your audience is, that's going to inform the product that you get for that person. If you say, oh no, I want to sell hoodies, but your audience doesn't love hoodies, then that's a completely different problem. We have a brand specifically focused on like a face that people make, right? It's kind of like a frustrated face, if you will. And so this frustrated face that people make, they love hoodies. Even in the summertime, we're selling the hoodies. She's doing this all organically, and she did like $17,000 in the last 30 days, which is really cool. But it's just selling a hoodie because she has one audience, and she's selling the hoodie to that audience because we know that they like to stay at home. We know they like to feel comfortable, and we know that they love to just focus on, like most people do, on their identity of who they are or what people say about them and that they believe and they like. Now, all that to be said, if you know, right, if you need that one product your customer already loves, you should be focusing on what the audience actually needs, not just creating it because you feel like it's a good idea. Now, here's the thing that people don't realize. Going all in on one product, like the category of that product, gives you better margins, better inventory control, and faster shipping, because instead of spreading inventory thin across 20 plus different SKUs, you're buying deep on 1, 2, or 3 different products, right? It could be the same shirt, but maybe like 2 different colors or whatever else. But the volume drives costs down. The simplicity speeds up the fulfillment. That is what changed everything for Coco Pina. Not just the focus, the financial and operational unlock that came with it. That's the big piece here. That most people, again, you're thinking, wait, this is way too simple. I don't get it. Is this video only about just simplifying things? No, it's not. We'll get to that. But the point is, you're probably not narrow enough. And the point is that you are probably not laser focused enough on who you're serving with that. The third one is the message. Most brands say, cool hoodie, buy now, or UPF protection. That doesn't work. People don't buy products. They buy what the product represents. They buy the identity, right? People buy who they believe that they are or will be, that feeling that they get, right? So what it says about them when they wear it, that's the most important part. That's part of that identity. Now, the one message built around your one product is got to be consistent everywhere. Your ads, your captions, your emails, your homepage, everything is focused on that one core message to your audience. Now, we have the one offer. So your offer is more than the product and its price. It's the guarantee around it, the experience, the perceived value, the reason to buy today instead of next week. Now, when you're focused on one product, you can actually build a real offer around it. Test it, refine it, make it irresistible. And we have, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but if you want these avatar documents, just comment the word avatar down below. I'll send them over to you. You can work through them. This GPT is one that I can actually share with you. And this GPT is one that we use a lot inside of our Optimized Store Owner program. And it is specifically built to help you create an offer that is profitable. So this is what it says. It says, design irresistible offers for your clothing brand without killing profit. That's the number one thing. Do not kill profit. Model discounts, bundles, BOGOs, and gifts with purchase while factoring in AOV, COGS, and CAC. Get break-even analysis of plus creative fashion-focused strategy. This is specifically for apparel. Now, one thing that you have to understand is that an offer does not have to be a discount, and this walks you through it and gives you the actual numbers and the data. One traffic source. This could be Facebook and Instagram ads. This could be TikTok organic. It could be TikTok shop. It could be live selling. The traffic source we use for most clothing brand clients is Meta. And we do love Meta ads. Don't get me wrong. Those other areas are very nice to help grow. I'm not a fan of TikTok or not a fan of Google or ambassadors or influencers. Not that I'm not a fan of those things. Honestly, they are very nice. But you got to have one source that is completely mastered, all in. You decide what that is. I'm just telling you what we've did. But when you split your budget across all these different platforms, you don't have enough data on any of them to make good decisions. And I'm talking about brands that even get to 200 to 300K per month. They're just splitting themselves too thin, because the number that matters the most, at least to me and maybe to you, is profit. But you can't make good decisions, right? But you need one source that gives you very clean data, you can learn faster, and the ability to actually scale. Here's the hard part, right? The 1 year. Most founders quit way too early. They try something for 90 days, doesn't explode, they pivot. And Coco Pina almost quit too, right? Not the brand, but they almost went back to selling everything. But they stayed committed, right? And moving things in the right direction. And it took a year of learning, not a year of change, right? The change happened very quickly, but sometimes we're not all in a place to receive the message, right? The algorithm learned, the organic audience that they had grew, the ads got more efficient because their social proof was building. But they literally were just focused on how do we do all these other things. And then once it came to fruition, once they were able to take the ideas and they believed, that focused effort on that one thing happened very quickly. It's how you become, right? That's how you go from $3,000 months to $80,000 months. Now, let me talk to you about the fear, because I know it's there. If you're still watching this, here's what I know about you. A sense of which product is winning for you, okay? And if you don't, that's okay. You might even you might even have thought about going all in on that one product before. But something stopped you. Maybe it's the thought, well, what if I'm wrong? What if that moment I narrow down, I leave money on the table? What if I'm closing the door on customers who might have bought something else? I know there's a lot of people pleasers out there, right? And you're trying to make sure everybody's happy. But here's the truth. You're not leaving customers behind. You're finally getting specific enough that the right customers actually find you. Now, right now, if your brand is trying to be everything to everyone, you are invisible to the people who would actually love you. Coco Pina wasn't turning customers away when they went all in on that dress. They were finally giving their best customers a reason to choose them over everyone else. And the brands that stay complicated stay small. The brands that get focused, those are the ones that hit the 80K months, 100K months. All right, so this is how you find your one product. Let's get practical. How do you actually find your one product right now? There are 3 places to look. One, your Shopify data. You can go to Shopify right now, pull up your product reports, or you can literally go to analytics and choose the date range. You can go. And for example, this right now is a dress. But you can see right now that in the last 30 days, $50,000 came from one dress. You could go to the reports though, and you could sort by units sold, add to cart rate, conversion rate. If you have Claude, you can, and you should go check out our other videos on Claude, but you can connect Claude to your Shopify store and literally ask Claude. It will give you what that looks like, which is also really cool. One product is probably already beating everything else, right? That's your winner. And you could have, for example, 2 different types of product in a category that work, but that's your winner. That's it. Those are your winning products. You could go to your Instagram, right? Which post got the most saves? Saves are your most honest signal. I like the shares too, right? A save means someone wants to come back to your content. That's pretty good intent. Not a like, not a comment, but a save. And like I said, I like shares too. But when customers are saving your product posts without you asking, this is a signal you cannot ignore. And it's a very good early signal for those who have not gotten a ton of sales yet. Number 3, who repeat buyers, right? So who has bought from you more than once, and what did they buy both times? Your repeat buyers have already voted with their wallet. They're telling you exactly what they love most about your brand, and that's your one, right? You can probably figure out from all 3 of those which product it actually is. Now, once you find it, the move is simple. It's not easy, but it is simple, right? The full ad budget behind it, all content built around it, homepage featuring it, inventory bought deep on it. Everything else moves to the background, not gone, still there. It's just not the priority. Now, if you want the full 6x1 framework, the actual document we walk our clients through, comment 6x1 below and I'll send it straight to you. It walks you through each of the 6 ones, how to find your winning product, how to build your message around it, and how to structure your ads to scale. So like I said, just comment 6x1 down below. And if you want to do this with us, if you want us to look at your brand, find your winning product, and build a 6x1 strategy around it, we do 45-minute no-cost strategy sessions. It's a real conversation, right? We're real people. But you got to check out the link in the description down below. Coco Pina is doing $80,000 a month now. We're pushing to 100K plus, but they're not doing that because they found a secret hack, not because they got lucky with an ad, because they had the courage to do the simple thing. One dress, one audience, one focus, and they stayed committed long enough for it to actually work. The brands that stay complicated stay small, and the brands that get focused, those are the ones that win. If you're still looking to grow, YouTube knows exactly what you need to watch next. It's probably one of these 2 videos. See you over there.